Yes, yeah. Morning all. So in the last class, I was discussing about introduction to Azure Data Engineer. Just we had introductory session. Just I'll take 5 minutes what we discussed in the last class and go on, right? So why Azure Data? Why Data Engineer? Why Azure Data Engineer? Data Engineer has got a lot of responsibility as compared with the traditional ETL developer. So data engineer need to work with all varieties of data, structured data. He need to handle structured data. You need to handle unstructured data. You need to handle semi-structured data. You need to work with streaming data. You need to work with NoSQL data. Right. Role of Azure data engineer. Right. Difference between this data engineer, data scientist, and different Azure data engineering products or services. Right. You can check it. Cloud is majorly utilized for storing, analyzing, and delivering data in various forms. So on premises, you need to set up your own hardware infrastructure. You need to set up your own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, you need to OS installation, purchasing of database license. If you go with on premises, right, instead of cloud, so you need to do everything: OS installation, purchasing database license, installation of database server, and designing a database objects. To maintain all this, we require separate teams. To maintain all this, we require separate teams. Hardware team is required, networking team is required, operating system team is required, security team is required, and database administrators required. But here, everything in the cloud premises. If you are used to go with cloud, everything in the cloud premises, no need to maintain all this. No need to maintain all this. No need to maintain any infrastructure in the cloud. No need to maintain any licenses. Everything taken by this cloud environment, right? So data engineers with the help of all these cloud services, they work on the data and make it structured and useful. Data engineers responsible for the smooth data flow from the source to destination. Data engineers, they are responsible for preparing data, pulling the data, extracting data from different sources, cleansing data, filtering data, transforming data as per the required form, and processing the data. And if we talk about data engineers mainly for data management. Data engineering is for data management, data storage, and for data processing. On the other side, data scientist, like strategizing for the future, recommendations for the future, means they are going to perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, recommendations. Data analyst, just summarizing the past, summarizing the data of the past, visualizing the data. 70 to 80% of this data analysis work is done by data engineers. So data engineers does all the groundwork for the data scientist and analyst. More than 70 to 80% of the data analysis work is done by data engineers. Data engineering involves what are the sources of the data, what is the format of the data, means from where, what are the sources of the data, from where you need to get the data from, and in what format the data has to be, how to transform and how to process the data, and what is the destination of the data, right? Target, I mean target. And here I was talking in yesterday about why Azure data engineer is in demand today and why Azure data engineer required. Means if you talk Azure data engineer, if any time in your organization, right? If you're using Azure for its operation, Azure data engineer creates a data warehouse for this organization where it is going to store the structured and queryable data. It's going to contain data from various resources. Data engineers communicates with that business team and the data scientist to know that data requirement. So he need to keep in mind that the business needs or business requirement when dealing with the data, right? Data engineers, Azure data engineers keep constantly, they'll keep on processing, they keep on analyzing, they keep on monitoring the data, they create data pipelines through which the data will be integrated with all the stages of the pipeline. And also the role of Azure data engineer, not only the many roles we see, designing the entire data flow architecture, creating data warehouse for storage of analytical data, ETL, extract, transform, load, one of the key tasks. They need to extract data from multiple sources, transform it, load it into the company's storage service for further business evaluation by the data scientist. Data monitoring, data engineers make sure that the ETL is performed in a proper way and data is available anywhere and everywhere it is required. Data security, one of the major responsibility of data engineers to make sure that the data is secure. The data is secure at each step of the process without any leaks or data exposures. Collaboration and communication, right? Data engineers, they'll be keep on communicating with the business team to check that data requirements, and also with the data scientists, they'll be collaborating to deliver the data as per their needs. And also some kind of analytic, so data engineers, they need to have some kind of analytic skills to perform the analysis, and certain things need to be automated, such as like a data extraction process which requires minimal human, right? Azure data engineering products or services. If I'm talking about data engineering products or services, so here Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse, Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault. These are the main Azure data engineering services, right? Second. Now, Azure SQL in a simple way. It's a cloud RDBMS database. It's a cloud RDBMS database, right, of Microsoft. It's for OLTP operations, not for data warehouse operations. Azure Data Lake, distributed file system for storing data in the form of files. Distributed file system with unlimited data storage. Distributed file system with unlimited data storage in cloud. So if you talk about data lake, every cloud data lake provides some benefits. Every cloud, not only Azure, right? Every cloud data lake provides benefits. Data lake, like unlimited data storage is possible. Unlimited data storage is possible. Supports all varieties of data. Supports all varieties of data. Structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Supports all formats of data. TXT, .csv, tar file, zip file, right? All this. In Azure Data Lake, here, Azure Data Lake, it is a repository. It is a repository. It is a repository of large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Okay. Here, if data is in the files, if here data is in files, If data is in files means we cannot maintain the relationship between the files. For example, emp.txt is there, dpt.emp.txt, dpt.txt, attendance.txt, salaries.txt. If the data is in the form of files, we cannot maintain the relationship between the files. If data is in the form of tables, if data in files, we cannot maintain relationship. We cannot maintain relationship. If data in tables, we can maintain relationship. We can maintain relationship using a primary key or foreign key, right? Example, the following tables. The following tables: orders table, sales transactions, customers, products. Orders, sales transactions, customers, and products. These are the okay. For example, order. Order, you are performing order of what? Order of what? A product. A product booked for whom? A customer. Once order confirmed. Once order confirmed as a transaction. So here we observe order of what? A product. A product booked for whom? A customer. Customer once order confirmed as a transaction. So I'm expecting a cloud or DBMS. Cloud or DBMS. That too used for data warehouse. I'm expecting a cloud or DBMS that too used for data warehouse. That too I'm expecting. That too I'm expecting parallel processing. This is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. Understand here? So I'm expecting a cloud or DBMS that too used for data warehouse, and that too expecting parallel processing. That is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. So we have got a component called Azure Synapse, generally used for data warehouse operations, for big data operations, for batch applications, for parallel processing, right? Yes. So here Azure Synapse Analytics for data warehouse operations, for big data operations. So here we have got a database. Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. Synapse DB we say, right? We have a database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. What is Synapse DB? cloud data warehouse of Azure. You have a database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. Synapse here. What is Synapse DB? Cloud data warehouse of Azure. Okay. Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. It is a cloud-based ETL. It is a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure. It is a cloud ETL. We have got Informatica, Talent, data stage. Those are on premises. Similar to that, in the cloud, we have got an ETL tool called ADF. So, for example, OLTP systems, online transactional processing systems. These are data warehouse. Data warehouse. Examples of OLTP systems. Azure SQL is a RDBMS. It's a OLTP. Similarly, we have got Oracle in on-premises. We have got MySQL. We have got SQL Server, MongoDB. All these are the examples of OLTP systems. Similarly, examples of data warehouse systems. Example of data warehouse. In the case of Azure, we have got Synapse Analytics. And if you come to this on-premise, we have got many, right? Like Teradata. We have got Netija. Teradata, Netija, Vertica. Teradata, Netija, Vertica. These are the examples, right, of this data warehouse. So where can you see ADF? ADF doesn't come. OLTP systems. ADF doesn't come. In data warehouse. It's not for. In between these two OLTP systems and data warehouse systems, you can see here ADF. In between these two, you can see here ADF between this OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. You can see it here. ADF is a integration service. ADF is a integration service. Between OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. It is an integration service between OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. ADF is used for data ingestion. It's used for data ingestion. It's an integration service between these OLTP systems. Data integration service between OLTP and data warehouse systems. It is for data ingestions. It is used for data ingestions, right? Yes. Yeah. For example, OLTP systems are there. OLTP systems, all transactions, generally if we talk about all transactions captured at OLTP systems. All transactions captured at OLTP systems. How to bring these transactions? How to bring these transactions into warehouse systems? All transactions captured at OLTP systems, and how to bring these transactions into warehouse systems? We have ETL. We have ETL. Means by using ETL tools. By using ETL tools. Like Informatica. Informatica. Data stage. Talent. All these are the examples. All these are on-premise. All these are on-premise one. All-premise. ETL tools. ETL tools. But I need a ETL on cloud. That is what? ADF. That is what? ADF. So here you have got OLTP systems, Azure SQL, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, MongoDB, data warehouse systems like Azure Synapse Analytics, Teradata, Netezza, Vertica, right? So here ADF doesn't come in this OLTP, ADF doesn't come in this warehouse. It will come in between these two as a data integration service between this OLTP and data warehouse systems. The ADF is a data ingestion, it is used for data ingestions. So all the transactions captured at OLTP, how to bring these transactions into warehouse systems means ETL tools. But ETL tools, all the this Informatica data stage talent or on premise, but I need a ETL on cloud. But I need a ETL on cloud. That is what? ADF. Using ADF, we can connect with cloud databases. We can connect with the cloud databases, non-cloud databases. You can connect with cloud databases, non-cloud databases, NoSQL databases. Cloud databases, you can connect with cloud databases, non-cloud databases, NoSQL databases. Okay, here it is ETL. Here it is ETL. ETL, but our working style is ELT. ELT. Extract, load, transform. But our working style is ELT, extract, load, and transform. ETL, generally ETL for small volumes of data. For small volumes of data. Okay. ELT for large volumes of data. For large volumes of data. For huge volumes, ETL is bad. So ETL for small volumes, ELT for large volumes of data. For huge volumes, ETL is bad. So go for ELT. Okay, next is Azure Databricks. One more service, important service where you see in data engineering is Azure Databricks. One of the important service just got a high boom today. So this Azure Databricks, right? This Databricks not only for Azure, for all the cloud environments you have got. It is Apache Spark based data analytics platform. Apache Spark based data analytics platform. But before that, what is Databricks? What is Databricks? Databricks means provides a Spark cluster, in cloud. Provides Spark cluster in cloud. I'll say what is the cluster, right? Provides Spark cluster in cloud. First, what is Spark? Spark is a very high speed processing execution model. Spark is a very high speed processing execution model for processing huge data at quick time. Spark is a very high speed processing execution model for processing huge data at quick time. Okay. Spark is 100 times faster. Spark is 100 times faster. Normal disk processing. You can see that speed of Spark is 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Yahoo has conducted a test to see the speed of different things. Yahoo has conducted a test. It has taken a table of 100 TB consisting of 1024 columns. Yahoo has taken a table of 100 TB consisting of 1024 columns. Task was sorting based on 16 columns. Sorting based on 16 columns. What is the time taken, right? Time taken by Oracle has taken around 3.5 days to process this. MySQL has taken around 6 days to process this. Teradata is a specialized database used for data warehouse purpose. It has taken just 4.5 hours. Netija, another specialized database used for data warehouse, just taken 3 hours. Finally, if we say big data Hadoop, it has just taken 3.4 minutes. So it has got very high speed. Big data Hadoop has taken just 3.4 minutes. It has got very high speed as compared with these databases or this. But Spark is 100 times faster. Spark is 100 times faster than Hadoop MR. Hadoop MapReduce will be there. In Hadoop MapReduce is there. It's 100 times faster than Hadoop. Then see the speed of Spark, very high speed, right? So Spark features in-memory computation. Just I'm not saying all the features, main features of Spark. In-memory computation, storage and processing both happening at the memory level. Supports MPP. What is MPP? Massive parallel process. Massive parallel process. Okay. So yes. So massive parallel is regarding Spark, right? But what is Databricks? Provides Spark cluster in the cloud. Provides Spark cluster in the cloud. What is a cluster? What is a cluster? Group of nodes. Group of nodes means systems. Nodes means systems, which are group of nodes which are connected through network. Group of nodes are systems which are interconnected. There are two types of nodes. Driver node, worker node. we see one driver, node and multiple worker nodes, within a cluster. One will be the driver, remaining all will be the worker nodes. In Spark, if you see, data will be distributed across multiple worker nodes. In Spark, data will be distributed. Data means file will be distributed across multiple worker nodes and is processed parallelly. That's why very high speed. We see very high speed. That's why we see very high speed. Example, assume we have 500 nodes. Means many multiple systems are nodes, right, for processing. This 500 nodes cluster is worthy processing 2 TB data, 2 TB of data. 500 nodes cluster is worthy processing 2 TB of data at a time. For example, tomorrow your data volume has increased. So this 500 nodes cluster is worthy processing 2 TB of data at a time. Tomorrow, if your data volume increase, the same cluster, if it is used, speed goes down, right? Tomorrow your data volume increased. If same cluster used, if same cluster used speed goes down as data volume increased. So what you need to do? So for example, if you're running a business, if you're running with n number of systems today, tomorrow your customers increased, data increased, volume increased, right? Means you need to increase the number of systems also. So here we need to scale up the cluster. Whenever the data increases, you need to scale up the by adding new nodes. Means systems. 100 new nodes added. Assume that 100 new nodes added. Again after 2 months. Again 100 nodes added. Again after 2 months, again 100 nodes added. So in this way, whenever data is increasing, you are adding the nodes, means systems. Every time every time scaling up. Scaling up your physical data center is a complex task. Every time scaling up your physical data center is a complex task. Previously, data value increased by small amount. So every time scaling up your physical data center is a complex task. So that's why I need the same cluster. In cloud. I need the same cluster in cloud, and that too. I need the same cluster in the cloud, and that too. Auto scaling with auto scaling capability. Who is providing this? Databricks. Who is providing this? Databricks provides Spark cloud cluster with auto scaling feature. For example, today my data load requires, see how it is going to auto scale. Today my data load requires 100 nodes. It requires 100 nodes, 100 systems. Tomorrow data volume increased. It has to be extended to 200. Automatically. After processing is completed, again it has to revert back. 200 nodes. This is general Databricks. It cannot interact with Azure storage services. Like Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, right? Regular Databricks is not compatible. With all the Azure services. Regular Databricks is not compatible with all the Azure storage services. That's why Microsoft plus Databricks. Microsoft and Databricks collaboratively launched a new product, Azure Databricks. Now try to say what is Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks is a Spark cluster with auto scaling. Whenever there is a data increase, it will auto scale by default, and also compatible and also compatible with all the Azure data storage, with all the Azure data storage services. It is a Spark cluster with auto scaling and also compatible with all the Azure storage services. Databricks is only not only for Azure but also for other AWS and Google also it is available. So in this Databricks, who is processing the data? Spark. Spark is a very high speed processing execution model, right? It will process each huge data at quick time. This is what about Azure Databricks. So here I was talking about Azure Data Factory. It's a cloud ETL and this Azure Databricks. Here ADF. ADF is a zero coding ETL. Zero coding ETL. No prerequisites for this ADF. ADF doesn't have any prerequisites, right? So here I was just talking about this services, right? So as part of this, so in a simple way, Azure Data Engineering products or services I was discussing, Azure SQL for cloud or DBMS, Azure Data Lake for file system, distributed file system, Synapse Analytics for data warehouse, Azure Data Factory, ETL, Cloud ETL, Azure Databricks for Azure Apache Spark-based analytics platform, Cosmos DB for NoSQL, streaming for capturing streaming data from multiple sources, Key Vault for protecting the data in the cloud. So as part of this course, I was saying, right? So one second, Azure streaming. Yes. So our course is Azure Data Engineer, and that I'll be discussing about Azure Data Factory and Azure Data Bricks. Azure Data Factory will be discussed. Azure Data Bricks, PySpark in brief it will be discussed. See Azure Data Factory, no prerequisites, nothing, zero coding, everything drag and drop. Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks and PySpark has got high boom today. You can see Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. These things, these four things we'll be discussing in brief, right? Azure Data Factory, Databricks, PySpark, Azure Synapse. Apart from this, you'll be getting knowledge on this Azure SQL. You'll be getting knowledge on this Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure, and also Fabrics. So major discussion will be on this four. So the course duration is 3 months. And you can see this course content. Azure Data Factory. And tomorrow the link will be changed. You are supposed to get enrolled for getting the new link. From tomorrow onwards, a WhatsApp group, tomorrow a WhatsApp group will be created, will be added to that WhatsApp where you can have direct interaction with me. Videos you will be getting to your Google Drive. Notes you will be getting to your mail. Okay, Azure Data Factory. And have a look on this course content, right? Data Factory, pipeline creations, linked service, data sets, activities, different activities and different transformations, scheduling, triggers, integration runtimes, data flows, transformations, different types of transformations, and around 50 exercises we'll be discussing in brief, right? This 50x practical exercises tasks. Azure Databricks, before I go with Databricks, you'll be getting knowledge on this overview on this big data, Hadoop, Spark. You'll be getting this knowledge on this big data, Hadoop and Spark, and also like creating Azure Databricks service, creating database cluster management, starting a cluster, terminating a cluster, deleting a cluster information, right? Types of cluster, Databricks pools, Databricks utilities, Databricks integration with different storages, handling multiple file formats, CSV, JSON, Parquet, Excel, XML, ORC, Databricks batch processing, Databricks streaming API, Databricks Lakehouse, Delta Lake, and data workflows in Databricks, and also Azure Synapse in brief, right? Yes, they can see this. Okay, and you can see the offerings from my side. Each and every session video you'll be getting soft copy of this class notes, assignments and tasks to work, a WhatsApp group for technical discussions. If you get any error, you can take snap of it and post in this WhatsApp. I'll be responding or anybody can answer, right? Interview questions, around 100 interview questions, live interactive hands-on. All these sessions, right? You can do the task along with me parallelly, the pipeline creations, notebook creations, everything. You can do the things parallel along with me. Apart from this, you'll be getting Python videos and MySQL videos, Python videos and MySQL videos and Linux shells. See, this is the free access given by this DURGASOFT, right? Once you get enrolled to this course, Python, MySQL, and Linux shell scripting videos, around 120 videos on this. Linux shell scripting and MySQL videos and Python videos you'll be getting free. And even I'll be discussing Python before we go with the Databricks, right? I'll show you all the syntaxes. So let me make it clear about the timing of this batch. First 1 week it will be at 11 a.m. After that it will be at 10 a.m. It will be starting from 10 to 11. So I'm making it clear about the timings before you go with the payment process. So from tomorrow, they will be starting with the actual things. From tomorrow, the link will be changed. You can see in the Zoom chart, right? You can see in the Zoom chart a very big message given by this online team. Their contact details. If you missed any yesterday's session, you can see demo video link is given. You can just check it. Multiple, see, contact details are given. Check with that. Payment details are provided. Demo videos link is provided. You can check with that. Okay. Any queries you want, anyone? So tomorrow there's a link change. So get enrolled. Tomorrow the class will be at 11 a.m. only. For the 1 week it will be at 11 a.m. Later it will be starting at 10. So get and there is a note given in the Zoom chart, right? If you got enrolled, don't forget to share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID provided. Then only they will forward the link. People just gets enrolled, they won't forward that. So check it once. Any other queries you got? Okay. So if I'm done with the queries, yes, some query was asked. So yes, Venkateshwar, right? So what all the things, everything I'll be providing you, right? So for getting the subscription, how to get the free subscription of the Azure, I will be just showing you step by step how to get the free Azure subscription, how to get free Azure subscription, right? So how to work with the practical parts, everything I'll be guiding you. Some services are free for lifetime, some are free for 1 year, some are free for 1 month, right? How we can get it and how we can work with everything step by step. You can do it parallelly along with me. If any error, you will be sharing the screens. These are hands-on sessions. The duration is 3 months. You will get a great command on this. So if we talk about this job market of this Azure data engineer also, right? If you see lakhs of companies are migrating there towards this Azure, more than 95% of the Fortune 500 companies, they're utilizing this Azure cloud services. They're in turn, they're increasing the number of job opportunities for this Azure data engineers constantly. Even major companies, they're trusting Azure, adopting Azure, they're shifting to Azure. They are regularly in need of professionals who can work on Azure and handling big data. So according to the pay scales, data engineers has got the highest average salary as closely as data scientists. Even the two highest paying jobs, data engineers and data scientists, right? Yes. Okay. Hence, pursuing a Azure data engineer career will never let you down, right? Yes. So there are a lot of jobs, and even if you see career aspect, if you see from last 1 year, and next you can see data engineering jobs and data science jobs are the hot, they are booming jobs, right? Current in the current industry, and also packages point of view, even data engineering, right? A typical data scientist dependent on data engineer. So you can also demand for that. So you can demand for the hike, right? Even 1.5 times the salary package, right? 1.5 times more than the other technologies you can see. You can demand for it. But in the same way, you need to showcase your technical skills. Yes, yes. It is one of the, see, data engineer is one of these field, right? Where you can see high boom, where we can see a lot of jobs for it. Data engineering, data science, and AI jobs. In the last 1 year, you can see there is a high boom for this. There is a huge rise in these jobs for these data engineers and data scientists. Okay. Any other query? Any other queries you got? Right. Okay.
I have a
Fine.
question.
Yes, go ahead.
So how much coding on the scripting is required with
See,
respect to?
just a coding. See, basic Python knowledge is required. Basic SQL knowledge is required. Not like in brief, in depth, right? So basic SQL and basic Python knowledge. So basic Python, even I'll just provide you the syntaxes of all this Python, right? It's not a very complex language. It looks like normal English statements. Everything will be simple, right? If you are regular to the sessions. I said for ADF, there is no coding, no everything drag and drop. And for in the case of Databricks PySpark, we'll be writing codes, but not a complex codes. So already many built-in functionalities given by that. We'll be making use of all that functionalities of this Spark.
And SQL,
SQL, basic SQL, not basic how to create table insert. The basic knowledge is enough. Yes.
okay, okay.
So all the tasks you can do parallel along with me during the sessions. If any errors, you can share the screens. So everything will be practical oriented, nothing theoretical. Says Azure data engineer has got a great demand. You can see a lot of jobs today. Fine. So any other queries, right?
So we
Yes,
have
Pooja. Yes, 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 Pooja, right?
I can ask, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, go
would
ahead.
be working some portfolio projects, right?
Hmm.
During this journey.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So many working examples I'll be providing you, right? In the case of ADF itself, I said 50 practical tasks will be working with. The same way in the Databricks, right? Yeah, one query was asked. 1 second. 3 years of experience in this complete syllabus. See, yes, there's whatever we are discussing, right? A typical 4+ years of experience person, how much knowledge you will be having. You too will be gaining the same knowledge, right? Yes. Yeah. See, especially here, I was talking about ADF. Everything will be drag and drop. Not even a single line of code you write. This Databricks will be writing, but not a complex code, basic codes, and you need to understand that functionalities of this Spark. Spark functionalities, data frame functionalities, many features of it will make use of it. Okay. So from tomorrow, we'll be starting with the actual things. So get enrolled for getting the videos, for getting added to the WhatsApp, for getting the notes, and from tomorrow, we'll be starting with the actual things. Okay. Fine. If I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I'm signing off for now. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye.